and welcome to Nagasaki City.
Hello.
I've featured Nagasaki City in a lot of my vlogs already, but for this series, we're going to show you again where to go here in Nagasaki City. So welcome to the next stop of our tour here in Nagasaki City. How is it going so far, Mark?
It's good. I'm just hungry.
You're just hungry right now. And as I said before in one of my vlogs, whenever you go to Nagasaki City, do not forget to buy the day pass, the tram day pass. They come in 1 day or 2 day passes so that you can have an unlimited ride to all the trams here in Nagasaki City. Of course, Nagasaki is also a home to a lot of shrines, and we are now here at Suwa Shrine, where all of a sudden from the city we are transported to a different place. We have just done Suwa Shrine. It was magnificent, it was gorgeous, it was peaceful. But outside Suwa Shrine is also another majestic view. Speaking of majestic views, do not leave Nagasaki City without going to other magnificent views here in the city. And that's where we're going right now. So our next stop from Suwa Shrine is Dejima Wharf. So from Suwa Station, we are going to Tsukimachi, and then we're going to transfer there, going to Dejima. And for our last stop here in Nagasaki, we are taking the Nagasaki Inasayama ropeway, going all the way up to Inasayama Observatory. Okay, and that was our trip for today. Now we're back here in our hostel.
Enjoying our hot tea.
What's your impression of Nagasaki City being a first timer here in Japan?
Nagasaki has this old feel. It's like there is a fusion between the old and the new. There's this vibe, a different vibe, sort of a San Francisco vibe because of the tram.
What is your favorite? What would be your highlight that you would recommend to other people who want to travel and visit Nagasaki City?
I'd probably tell them to, number one, ride the tramway. So there. Next would be when we visited the Suwa temple, because it's as if it took me to another time.
If you have the time, you should be here like earlier before lunch or during lunchtime, so you can check out more places, because some of them close really early, like 5:30 or 6. Like the Atomic Bomb Museum closes at 5:30. Dejima closes at 6, right?
And of course, I would really recommend them to visit the
Inasa.
Skyline?
Yes, the night view.
Inasa.
Mount Inasa Observatory.
And they should ride the gondola.
There you go. And that is Nagasaki City for you, okay? So it's now time to take a rest, because tomorrow we'll just be having breakfast before we check out of our hostel, because our next stop would be the onsen town of Unzen. See you for our next stop.
In the meantime, I'll just have chocolates. Hello, we are on our way to Onzen.
So we are now on our way to the bus station because we are taking the 9 a.m. bus to Unzen. Welcome to Unzen! So we are very fortunate because we chanced upon the shared taxi going to Nita Pass. This is the starting point of the Nita ropeway. So we will just check in later. This is scary and exciting at the same time. Eh?
No.
You're not scared?
Nope.
We're like literally on the edge. We're here. Is it gorgeous? Yes, welcome to Nita Pass, where you can take the hiking trail, or you can actually take the Unzen ropeway going to the peak of Mount Unzen. Amazing, guys. Mount Unzen, Nita Pass. So as if the end of the ropeway is not enough, we still want to go higher. So we are now taking the hiking trail, going to the actual peak of the mountain. Here we go.
It's magical.
It's magical, right?
It is.
It's so beautiful, but what a lot of people are not realizing is that we are actually on top
of an active volcano.
Well, next to us is an active volcano which erupted in the 1990s. That was its recent eruption, and it killed some people.
You mentioned that it killed people. It killed tourists
and journalists and people living here who were trying to document that thing. Regardless, it's still beautiful. Guys, meron na tayong nahanap na ibang lugar para mahanap ang sarili. Hindi lang sagada. Pwede mo ring hanapin ang sarili mo dito sa Unzen. So we are now done hiking. No, actually not hiking. We are now done with the Nita Pass. We've already gone up the peak of Nita, and we are now going back
to our van.
The same van and the same driver.
And it's been waiting for us
for 1 hour to take us back to Shimatetsu Bus Center, where we will start again to go around Unzen. It's only 1 p.m. I'm so glad we have done those things already as early as this time. And so now we are walking to our hotel. This time, we booked in a Ryokan or a traditional Japanese style hotel.
Tapos kaya puti yan dahil sulfur yan.
So we already went to our hotel, but we still can't check in because check-in is at 3 o'clock here in Japan, yeah? So, but they allowed us to leave our things, which is usual for Japanese hostels and hostels. And right now, we will go around Unzen first. Let's go. This is Oshidori no Pond. Hello guys. Grabe. The smell of this place smells of sulfur. Amoy Dr. Kaufman. Alam niyo yung Dr. Kaufman na sabon.
Amoyin mo, ganun ang amoy.
Saan ka nakakita? Dito ka lang makakita ng Dr. Kaufman na ano.
Tubig.
Ini yung buong lugar amoy Dr.
Pero okay
Kaufman.
naman, hindi naman masama.
I don't know what to actually call it, but this one is
A picnic place?
a picnic place.
I think you can cook here, right?
So we somehow found our way into a public onsen, and this is Mark's first time. This is your first time in an onsen, right? Okay, let's go inside.
It's so warm and relaxing. Initially, when you take a dip, it might be too hot for you, but you just have to get used to it for a few seconds. Then it will be relaxing.
To Unzen Hell, Unzen, or as they call it in Japanese, Jigoku. This site used to be the site where they executed Catholics and Christians during the failed Shimabara rebellion way back then. Imagine the dark history of this place, but now it's a beautiful place where people enjoy onsen as a town. Baby! After walking around, we are now checking in to our hotel, and my god, the amount of hospitality that they have, it's so good.
Smells so good.
Now we will give you a tour of our Ryokan, or this is the traditional Japanese inn room. So here's Mark. Yeah, so it starts with a genkan. A genkan is where you put your shoes, and then after putting your shoes, you get slippers. By the doors, we have our mini ref. Yeah, it's very old. We have a spaceship. This is the washlet, yeah, where you just press a button and your bum is clean. This is the sink, the bathroom. So the bathroom is traditional, so you have to sit on a, what do you call this? A stool, a small stool. And then
We take a shower.
you take a shower, and then we have the bathtub. And then we have our living room.
Let's look at the room.
There you go. So this is unlike the hotels, the modern hotels that we know. This is a tatami room.
Why is it called the tatami?
In Tagalog, banig. Okay, tatami room. So
Am I supposed to remove my...
no, you don't have to remove. This is traditional Japanese covering for the floor. And this is the cabinet. And inside this cabinet is, yes, the beddings or the futon. Okay. If you will notice, there's actually no bed. Why? Because the futon or the bed is set up at a certain time. So the attendant asked us what time we wanted the futon to be set up, and I said 7 o'clock. So probably before we go anywhere, before we do anything else, we will wait for the lady to set the futon up first. And then we have our balcony. It's so beautiful. And of course, the balcony has a very nice view. Of course, our traditional Japanese inn would not be complete without the yukata. And this is the end of our day here in Unzen. And as what we always do in this series, we will have our recap, our highlights, comments, and recommendations. So I'll start with Mark again.
I think the charm of onsen is its natural
Beauty?
beauty. So because we visited, I think one of my most favorite places to go to would be the Hell.
Yeah, Unzen Hell.
Onsen Hell.
It's got a lot of
Otherwise called
jigoku.
Jigoku. Other favorite would be the pond.
As for me, my favorite would be, of course, the Mount Unzen, the ropeway, and then also Unzen Hell because it's got a lot of beauty and history as well. It's got a sad history, but now we are enjoying its beauty despite that sad history. And of course, this is also my first time to experience a traditional Japanese inn, and it's good. Now that do you like your traditional Japanese inn experience?
Definitely.
Yeah, it's nice, and the people are so hospitable. The service is really good, and yeah. So that's it for today. So we recommend that you go to Unzen, and then here are our tips. Then when you go to Unzen, don't forget to visit Nita Pass and try to reserve for a shared taxi. If possible, don't do what we did. We were chance passengers. Fortunately, there were a lot of people. It's a Monday, so there aren't a lot of people. So we got lucky because we got slots for the shared taxi going to the ropeway. But if you have a chance, please try to reserve. Okay? And then go around because it doesn't take the whole day to go around.
Yes, and of course, try their public bath. That's the ultimate Japanese experience.
Stay in the Ryokan and try your Ryokan's onsen, but try the public bath as well. It's part of the charm of onsen, and you are helping small business owners.
Exactly.
Too. So we're going to sleep now, and tomorrow, before we check out of our hotel, we will also take you to our breakfast. See you tomorrow before we check out from onsen and as we go to Kumamoto. Bye.